28 weeks pregnant. You know what I'm gonna take? Some Tylenol, acetaminophen. It's gonna work like a charm, and my baby won't have autism.
If you guys want to take away abortion rights, if you want to tell us that we can't take painkillers while pregnant because it causes autism, if you want to take all this shit away, take away my right to work. Take away my fucking right to have a fucking job. I don't want to work. I don't want to work. Okay? I don't care about women's suffrage, frankly, after everything else. Okay, I don't mean it like that. You guys get what I'm saying. If you're gonna take away anything, take away my right to work! I will gladly sit at home and make a fucking sandwich if it means I don't have to go outside in this public hellhole every single fucking day where everyone's a psycho MAGA! I can't take this anymore! You're telling me that pregnant women can't take over-the-counter painkillers? How does that make sense? How?
The great Tylenol meltdown of 2025. This isn't something I was anticipating, but it has been handed to us on a silver platter. What's going on, guys? Red Channels here, back at you with another video. And today, what liberals are melting down over is apparently Tylenol. What's so ridiculous about all this is really the only thing that's changed is FDA guidance regarding Tylenol. Like now there's a physician's notice and a safety label on acetaminophen products warning of a potential association with autism or ADHD and consuming Tylenol while pregnant. It's not a ban. It's not anything big. It's now not illegal for pregnant women to take Tylenol. It's just acknowledgement that there may, not even definitively stating there is, may be an association between women taking Tylenol while they're pregnant and their children having autism. Now, using my chud investigative skills, I have dug up this trail, gone back into the Twitter timeline, and I've seen some posts were going around basically that were from apparently the official Tylenol Twitter account itself that were indicating that perhaps it wasn't entirely safe to take while pregnant. And, that's not surprising to me. This isn't really a green light. It's not really a red light either. It's just like, hey, maybe you should kind of avoid this while you're pregnant. Makes sense to me. It's not some sort of horrible danger, but then it also doesn't seem like it's ridiculous to suggest that taking Tylenol while pregnant could affect fetal development in some way. Again, not a guarantee. If you take it once, that's not necessarily going to screw your kid up. Maybe you want to take it. Maybe you want a Rain Man kid. That's what I thought. I was talking with a friend about this the other day, and I was like, maybe I should get my future wife to take Tylenol while she's pregnant, and she'll take enough of it that he's going to be able to, count cards at the casino. He'll be like my own little version of Jimmy Neutron, But jokes aside, it was interesting to see the reaction because, again, I don't even really care about this issue, to be honest. Personally, I wasn't super invested in the whole healthcare, health issues sorts of things. Everyone kind of knows that RFK Jr. is basically like, he's pretty much the avatar of alternative medicine America. And now libs are freaking out because he's the health secretary. And the administration only has to lift a pinky finger in the direction of alternative medicine, and suddenly there's this huge meltdown. I mean, if you, libs really, profess to believe in representative government at all, then this is what you're going to get, and you shouldn't complain about the fact that it contradicts the experts that much. Like it or not, tens of millions of Americans, for whatever reason, believe this stuff, and now they're being acknowledged on a national level, and spotlighting it and freaking out about it is probably just going to make the whole situation worse. These people were previously potentially healthcare voters, but I think the Democrats are now losing this by turning on them. Really, from my view, it used to be that with healthcare, if that was one of your main issues, you could go one of two ways. You could go the Bernie Sanders route and blame the insurance companies, or you could go the RFK route and blame Big Pharma. So Democrats demonizing RFK and the Trump administration for this move is only going to alienate people who may have still voted Democrat because they actually still believed that Democrats were going to do something about Big Pharma. And on the other hand, regarding the sort of Sanders path, there were already so many times that Democrats could shout free healthcare for all without people just getting tired because they never end up delivering. But let's go ahead and see some unconfirmed rumors about what some liberal pregnant women have been doing after this Tylenol ban. There have been some videos floating around on X, and I will submit them to you for your examination.
Okay, so this is happening. So I have a friend that's a nurse, is an ER nurse. And lately, there's been a spike of women coming in, especially women, coming in with poisoning because they took too much Tylenol or acetaminophen. So this is actually fucking happening. I mean, are we for real right now? Like, you feel like you're in the Twilight Zone because these are adults. These are adult women. And they are now sending themselves to the emergency room because they're taking too much Tylenol out of spite for Trump. I cannot. It's like, are you kidding me? So there is now people that are being hospitalized and taken to the emergency room because they're taking too much acetaminophen, Tylenol, out of spite. This is happening.
So it's about, it's going to be 6 a.m. finally. And for those of you who don't follow me on Twitter, I recommend that you do. I got a call, a very frantic call at 4 o'clock in the morning from a husband whose wife is now dying of liver failure on a ventilator in an ICU because she was trying to prove that Tylenol doesn't cause autism because of what Trump said on the news. Mind you, that's a Harvard study. Now, whether or not you believe the Harvard study or not is not the issue here. The issue is that she's somewhere between 23 to 25 weeks and she overdosed on Tylenol and she's going to die. She's not going to come off that ventilator. And the guy got my phone number from somebody gave it to him. I mean, guys, it's early in the morning. I'm still in Hello Kitty sweatpants in my gym trying to work out. And she's gonna die. It's gonna be, let me tell you something about Tylenol overdosing and death, is that if you aren't administered the antidote, it is a very slow and painful death, okay? Because Tylenol, as well as Benadryl and aspirin, are the three most common OTCs that people will typically try to unalive themselves with, so I don't get censored. But now people are just taking massive amounts of Tylenol to prove Trump wrong. I mean, weren't these the same people who put Harvard and Fauci and the pillars of science on a pedestal? And now they refuse to believe it. Like, I don't believe it either. But I'm also not going to go overdose on Tylenol either. And it's just so sad because he has to make the choice of them going and trying to emergency deliver this baby. And the baby may not survive. The baby's going to spend a long time in the NICU. Hopefully the baby will survive. And remember, guys, preemies have complications even if they do survive. I didn't ask him if he had more children. So, I mean, let's say this woman they had more children. They lost their mother. Baby's not going to grow up with the mom. He lost his whole life if this baby dies too. All because of TikTok challenges, guys. Everybody wants, well, not everybody, but maybe these crazy liberal women. They, literally hate Trump so bad that she killed herself and her baby potentially. I'm just like I don't even have words for this because it's such a waste of life. It's such a waste of life. Like this was a preventable situation. This situation didn't even have to exist. It wasn't like she woke up and was in a car accident, a freak car accident, or something fell off a building and killed her. She willfully did this herself. So I don't know. What are you guys saying? I've got to stay off TikTok because that's all the nonsense that I keep seeing right now. And I'm going to try and hopefully finish my workout in my Hello Kitty sweatpants now that I'm done helping. Well, I mean, probably not done helping this guy. He keeps calling. But I don't know. Pray for these people, folks. Pray for them. They need help.
I mean, it's just such a rush to spite someone, despite the fact that what was actually said is fairly modest. It's not anything crazy. You know, you might have gripes with the fact that they're saying there's a causal link, and there are other studies which suggest there isn't a causal link, but they're not even really definitively saying this either. It wasn't like it was this huge sweeping statement. They were very modest about it. And now apparently you have, I mean, I've seen people freaking out in real life. I haven't seen anyone actually go so far as to be pregnant and then take Tylenol to spike Trump. But I have seen people freaking out over this in real life. And it's just, people are so emotional these days. It's quite disheartening to just see it all.
I've seen too many videos today of pregnant women downing Tylenol, I guess in an effort to own or spite President Trump. Let me show you just a few.
Take Tylenol for my headache while pregnant because I don't take my medical advice from a man who doesn't have a degree in science, healthcare, or medicine.
Imagine hating Trump more than you love your own child. Also, what are the odds these people who talk about believing and trusting the science believe that men can get pregnant? Because this is the Assistant Secretary of Health under the previous administration. Like, y'all were taking advice from a man who thinks he's a woman. If you watched the press conference where Trump talked about this, like I did yesterday, Trump very clearly says, talk to your doctors, let them advise you, make your own choices. If you can refrain, you probably should, but if you need to take Tylenol, do it, but not in excess. And it's not just Trump saying that. This is a study from Harvard, the bastion of liberalism that is Harvard, okay? And here's a study from Johns Hopkins. All Trump said is that autism rates and the usage of Tylenol during pregnancy are linked. He didn't say it's the only thing that can cause autism in children, and he didn't say it's a guarantee that it will cause autism. If Trump says that oxygen is good, I am convinced that there are people out there who would suffocate themselves.
Listen, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I think if you are pregnant and you are on here showing yourself popping Tylenol, and heaven forbid something comes out wrong with your baby, or down the road something is diagnosed in your baby, I think that you should be held accountable. Because you have been given a warning that there could possibly be a correlation. Possibly. And then purposely you're going and popping Tylenol just to prove a point. So I think that you should be held accountable. Also, it's not just Trump who came up with this. This has been in the research for a while. Tylenol posted in 2017 on X, but, you know, nobody wants to hear that. There was also an article posted by Johns Hopkins, but, you know, of course, everyone's just pretending that didn't happen. So, again, if you are sitting around and you're pregnant and you're popping Tylenol just because Orange Man said not to, you should get in trouble. Because if you're willing to risk anything happening to your baby just to prove a point, there's something wrong with you. There's definitely something wrong with you. Not to mention, you're not supposed to take anything when you're pregnant. There are side effects from taking medications when you're pregnant. Not just autism, not just anything like that. It's not good on your liver. It's not good on the baby. So you should be held accountable.
I've heard enough about trans people in sports. I think instead we should be asking card shops if they're going to start testing players for Tylenol before Magic the Gathering tournaments, because that's the real unfair advantage here.
Gotta agree with that last lady. I know a lot of autistic people who play Magic the Gathering. I play Magic the Gathering. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I am a Magic the Gathering player, or I haven't played it in a while, but when I have some cards, I'm a Magic the Gathering player. And if one of my kids came out autistic, I don't think it would be the Tylenol, and I'll just leave it at that. But I'm curious to hear your opinions. Do you feel one way or the other about this issue? Is it a bridge too far on Trump's part? Are you happy that he declared this? If you're more in that sort of alternative medicine leaning way, are you just happy to see the libs freak out? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and Red Channels will catch you in the next one.
A person like me, smoke green time.